Well, I'm going to record a little mastermind time here. As we did just complete think tanking time, and um, I, from what everyone already shared, it was really helpful to just kind of laser in on a focus, and really have some dedicated minutes to just get what's in our head out, or collect our thoughts. So yeah, that I like doing this on Mondays specifically because it's just a new frame of mind for myself. So it's something that I wanted to bring for myself more, and holding the space for anyone else that feels the same way, that, on Monday morning, we kind of got to get things a little more amped up and rolling back, especially after what was in my world was a 5-day weekend. I had kids for 5 days versus 2. So that really changed things up for me. So it was just supportive for mental clarity. So, what do you want to know, Kel?
Well, I was just wondering what came up for everyone. What was everyone working on? Did you guys, support each other with ideas? Like, I don't really know how Think Tank goes, so it's just kind of, how did it go for everyone?
Well, I didn't know how it was going to go either, but I came in with the idea that I was going to really think about the next year and where my business is going and where I'm going. And so I spent the whole 40 minutes journaling about those aspects. And other people chose to do 10-minute segments on different things. So
that's what I did. I did my first 10 minutes was I still have 21 books to read this year. I'm behind. And so I went in my Goodreads and realized, no, I won't, because I went in my Goodreads and I've actually I'm partially through 63 books. So I just picked the 21 that I think I can finish most quickly. So, and then I've got those down. So that was, I did the first 10 minutes. And then, I cleaned out, I had to clean out my purse, which was a disaster area. So that was helpful to support me. And so my new work schedule gives me I start later on Mondays on purpose, because I still felt like I needed one day of the week where I could do errands when stores are opened. And so in thinking through that, here's what was hard, right? I went into this job thinking I had a flexible schedule, and I do, but to me, a flexible schedule meant every single week I could decide what 40 hours I was going to work. That's not it. I had to choose a set schedule, and that was so hard for me. That was just, and I kind of had to do it really quickly, off the cuff. And so I was like, okay, what would and so what I ended up doing was stopping early on Fridays, because I know a lot of times we have somewhere to go or we're getting ready for something. And then I started late on Mondays. But what that means is that my Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are 12-hour days.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Or I guess one's a 10-hour, the other 2 are 12-hour days. And that's just, just getting used to that kind of thing again is really challenging for me. So, but I use the rest of the time to go through. I mean, I can only go out to do errands this morning. This is it for the whole week. So to make sure that I've really thought it through. So
yeah. But and if you think about it, those are really specific things that tie us up in our mind. Our purse is a mess. You're walking around with this, that is a weight on our brain. And then thinking about organizing our tasks, and we have to figure this thing out in order for this to happen smoothly. Those are the things that we get tangled up in our brain, and they stall us, and we move slower than what we want, and we get frustrated, all those things. So that's why the 10 minutes can be so powerful when you put real intention behind something, just focusing in and having that space. Yeah, you're welcome, Carol.
I'll give you a great quick testimonial about that, Beck. I did Think Tank with you last Monday.
Yeah.
And so, honest truth, I didn't necessarily go back and look at everything I had written down until last night, but almost like with the exception of maybe 2 things on this 100-item list, all those things got done. I think I firmly believe that the sheer act of writing with your hand these things that you intend to do is like, it increases, I can't remember what the study I read was, but it's something like there's an 80% increase of the likelihood that you will get those things done if you commit them out in writing. And that absolutely bodes true for me. Every time. I don't even have to go back and look. I mean, I do, but I wouldn't even have to like follow the list and check it off. Just the fact that I wrote it down makes it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we write down our acknowledgements and our gratitudes, because it anchors them more and
Mhm.
you remember them more.
I would also say, because I can't help talking about this sort of thing, it's why children in school are struggling.
Mm.
Kids would do better to make their own worksheet than to tap on a screen or like answer out loud or whatever it is.
Mm.
That I think that's why my children did well in school, even though they didn't put very much time in. I didn't give them worksheets. I had them make their own.
Mm.
It's like
That's
kid journaling.
Oh, I'm interested to talk more about that. Okay, we're at the top of the hour.